Matt, how about Earnhardt?
Bill, the good news for Dale Earnhardt Jr., recall back on Thursday in his qualifying race, he had some major right front tire wear issues. Now, the tires that came off his car on the last stop, they look great. They told him that. He says, all right, now I know I can push it a little bit harder. The car, though, is still pushing. It means it just won't turn in the corner when he wants it to. But his spotter, Steve Meal, said, look, just to let you know, the 20 is now just 2 cars back, and he is moving really fast through the pack. Alan?
Kevin Harvick, we haven't really talked about him since we saw him get that bag removed from the on-roof TV camera on the pace laps. Kevin, in the early going of the race, complained that his car just didn't seem to want to run. It didn't have the horsepower feel that it had in practice yesterday. When he came down pit road, they were looking to add some tape to one of the oil cooler openings on the left side to get the engine oil temperature up higher than it was on the car. Maybe they've boosted that horsepower by just enough to make him a contender.
Jamie McMurray, who had a problem with a jack on the pit stop and had to give up the lead, make a second pit stop under the caution, restarted 39th, has worked his way into the middle of this pack in 14th spot.
Alan, what they were doing with the oil, the hotter they get the oil, the thinner it becomes and less resistance that the moving parts have inside the engine.
Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson up front will go through the field when we come back to Daytona. Still green here at Daytona. Matt Kenseth continues to lead. Log on to NBCSports.com for much more on the Daytona 500. There's commentary from Alan Bestwick and Benny Parsons, as well as BP's weekly Nextel Cup race previews. A can't miss item. It's all at NBCSports.com. You got your preview for California done yet?
No, not yet. Got to wait till this race is over.
That's a good idea. Okay. Throughout the season, we take you through the field. At these restrictor plate races, it's more like around the field. But we'll start with a 17-car Matt Kenseth, and here's Marty.
No getting around the fact that Matt Kenseth is the man up front. And earlier we told you he was loose. Now we say the car is tight. And I asked Robbie Reiser, how do you go from loose to tight so quickly? He said, mainly because of the mist out there. The track is a lot slicker. So now Matt is a little bit too tight. Dave?
Kurt Busch in the 2 car continuing to run in the second position. The car was just a little bit free at the start of that run. Wanted to turn a little too easily. He said, right now, though, we're sitting pretty. I like where I am. Matt?
Dave, his teammate Ryan Newman in the number 12 right in his mirror now. On the first stop, no changes for Newman. They made a slight chassis adjustment to fix the tight condition. On the second stop, Alan, he says he is flat-footing it through turns 1 and 2.
That's a good sign for him. Kevin Harvick having good signs as well. He's moved his way up to the 4th position now in the race after starting in the second half of the field. The other reason for putting that tape on was to help get more front downforce on the car and help it turn better in the corners. Kevin running in 4th. Matt?
Dale Jr. has tried up top, he's tried the middle, and now he's on the bottom, still fighting a terrible push in that 8 car. AB?
Jimmy Johnson says his car is not handling to his liking right now, though it's not bad. He liked it better when he was running behind Jeff Gordon versus Dale Earnhardt Jr. He also likes it better on the bottom of the track, says he just can't get the car to work right up in the top lane. Marty?
Mark Martin's just trying to cling to that front draft as best he can. About 10 laps from pit stops, Alan. Mark says they need to take a big swing at it on the next stop. His car just will not turn, meaning it's too tight. He wants 2 rounds of wedge in the right rear on that next stop. Elliott Sadler has lost that front pack, but leading that second pack. His car tighter than what he needs, he says. The car was loose earlier on, but now it's too tight. Jamie McMurray from the back to the front. He said he was a little worried he would, quote, use up his stuff getting to the front and burn up those tires, but he's done a good job working his way back into the top 10. Matt?
Rounding out the top 10 is the famous 43, Bobby Labonte. A great race going so far. Tuesday, before they came down to Speed Weeks, a new attitude. They handed out T-shirts, and it said new attitude. On the back, it said bring it. And that's exactly what Bobby's doing now. The car almost perfect. Dave?
Casey Kane's team made no chassis adjustments on the last stop. He reported on lap 70, however, that his car has become very loose into the corner. He said, but let's leave it for right now. Let's not overreact. As for the 31 car of Jeff Burton, the pole sitter today, he has made mistakes on 2 pit stops. He confessed to his team. First stop stalled, leaving. Second stop hit it too close to the wall. That has cost him positions on the racetrack. He is racing hard to get back to the front. 5 car going high now, letting Tony Stewart get by. That's Kyle Busch. After lap 51 restart, they had fixed a tight condition, they thought, but he just radioed in 20 laps later. We're still tight as a son of a gun.
Well, Tony Stewart just moving up another spot to 13th. He took the restart in 32nd place after the long pit stop to repair the damage of the earlier crash with Jeff Gordon at lap 47. You might think Tony'd have a lot to talk about on the radio. The only thing he's complaining about is the weather. Marty?
Alan, Sterling Marlin has had a very strong car today. You get the feeling he's just kind of waiting back there to make his move. The car was tight earlier. Now the car's been a little bit too loose for Sterling. He wants him to pull the left front fender on the next stop. A little worried it may rub later on. Alan?
Well, Jeff Gordon dropped all the way back to 37th spot with his long pit stop for damage repair. He's picked his way through to 28th, although he's about to lose one of those back to Kyle Petty. Jeff talking about still needing some work done. The toe out still a problem for him. The handling falling off the farther they run on this set of tires.
Thanks, guys. 42 of 43 cars on the lead lap. Pit stops coming when we return to the Daytona 500 on NBC. A multi-car crash has just occurred in turn 3. Kyle Petty is involved. J.J. Yaley in the 18. That's Carl Edwards in the 99.
Someone spun going in turn 3 and backed across the racetrack in front of all these cars and left them no place to go. Might have been Kyle. I'm not sure exactly who it was.
Here are the replays. We're under caution at Daytona.
No tire on that left rear, BP, the 45 car. Let's see. There's Jeff. Oh, wow.
Jeff Green breaks loose through the grass, then up the track.
Kind of a strange crash, really.
Joe
Watch
Nemechek.
Almost, I mean, right in the door.
Looked like Schrader did a good job getting around it in the 21.
And left those guys with absolutely no place to go. And we see what happened to the left rear of the 45. The 99 car just knocked off the tire and the quarter panel of the left rear.
Hard impact there. Carl Edwards into Kyle Petty.
Not sure why Jeff Green lost it there going into the corner. Kind of it looked a little bit strange, BP. I couldn't put my finger on why he lost it before he even got to the corner.
Yeah, I think we probably need to back up just a little bit and see if we can have some idea what happened. I'm not sure exactly. I'm like you. Didn't look right.
And Dave Burns had just told us Carl Edwards was running back there because he wasn't very happy with the way his car was handling, wouldn't turn.
It won't turn now.
Won't go. Third caution of the day, and once again it comes just before these guys were thinking they might have to make a green flag pit stop. Corvette pace car has the field in tow. Matt Kenseth, the race leader. Okay, we broke out a commercial to show you that. We'll finish that break, come back for pit stops at Daytona.